Hey everybody, Stephen Young here, your local real estate agent here in Durham Region, serving Oshawa, Whitby, Clarington, Ajax, and Pickering. And I have something important to talk to you about, especially if you are a homeowner or you're looking to buy a property here in Durham Region. And it has to do with the pricing of homes. So I didn't know where to start. 3 years ago, I went on TV to represent Durham Region in Markham about why Durham was such a good place to buy. And at the time, prices in Durham Region, and specifically Oshawa, were going up about $1,000 per day. And let's think about that for a second. $1,000 a day. I mean, how much money do you make at your job? I mean, not too many people make $1,000 a day. But by holding real estate, $1,000 a day is a pretty good gig. So I want you to hang on to that for a second. And if you've been following my social media recently, I posted an ad last week where I essentially said that if you are a property owner, by the time you finished reading this sentence, you've made money. Your property has gone up in value. And it's sort of joking, but it's not. And I'm going to show you what's happening. I did the math on that. So wait to the very end of the video and you'll find out. So let's talk about Oshawa. I live in Oshawa. So I'm going to try and put this on the screen. I do some editing, but try to remember these numbers. $649,053 was the average price of a home, of an average home in Oshawa in December of last year. Now, let's keep in mind too that we're in the middle of what at the time was a 9-month pandemic. And now we're on a lockdown here in the GTA, specifically here in Oshawa. Okay, so now I'm recording this on January 18th, so I have data from the Toronto Real Estate Board based on data through January 17th. So for the first 17 days of January, the average price in Oshawa is no longer $649. It is $708,416 based on 95 sales in Oshawa so far through January, and the trend is still going up. That is $3,491 a day through January. In 2017, I was telling the world that prices were going up $1,000 a day, and it couldn't keep up. It was ridiculous, and this is more than triple that. I would even want you to understand what's happening in the market. So if you're a homeowner right now, you're looking good. I mean, you're building equity. Again, most people make a couple $100s a day on their job. If you're holding a property in Oshawa, it's $3,491 per day. Now that won't continue, and I'm not cherry picking the numbers. These are real numbers, but it won't be sustainable, of course, right? But if I've blown you away by that stat, fantastic. I want to share, maybe you don't live in Oshawa, maybe you live in Clarington, like Curtis or Bowmanville. Let's talk about Clarington. Okay, so Clarington, generally speaking, is worth a little bit more in Oshawa. Not a lot. It's further away from Toronto, but it's worth a little bit more. And in December of last year, there was 127 sales, and the average price was $735,000 in December. Okay? Now, I just told you how Oshawa's been going up ridiculous. So was Clarington. So last month was $735,000. January 2021, through 17 days, the average price is $883,000, 444. $883,000, not $783,000. That's like $150,000 almost more than December. And we're in the middle of a lockdown here in Clarington. Doing the math, divide by 17, $8,719 per day in Clarington. I'm sober. I mean, this is ridiculous. Now, again, I don't think this can continue. But there's an opportunity right now if you are a homeowner and you're thinking about selling and liquidating your asset. Maybe going down east, maybe moving somewhere else, maybe you have more than one home. I'm talking to you if you are in that boat. Now, how long will this continue? I mean, it can't continue forever. And I'm not about to speculate on where it's going to go. Interest rates are low, and they have been low for a while, and they keep getting lower. So it's keeping demand really high. And that is the reason why we have this issue. Demand is super, super, super high despite the pandemic, but inventory is at one of the lowest it's ever been, at least in my career of 17 years. So just, if you want to blow you away one more time, let's talk about Pickering. So Pickering, last month, and Pickering's so close to Toronto, keep that in mind. So the closer you are to the core of Toronto, the higher the prices are. In December of last year, in 2020, the average price was $898,000. And I remember at the end, I thought to myself, my God, is it going to hit $1 million? You know, will Pickering go to $1 million? And if so, in 2021, when? You know, even by the end of the year, that'd be almost like over a 10% jump, which is a great investment. Making 10% is fantastic. Well, let me tell you, we're here on January 17th recording this video, and the average price in Pickering is $1,060,889. You got a calculator? I did it already. So if you divide by 17 days in January, that means if you are our average homeowner in Pickering, you've made $9,579 per day, each day of this first 17 days in 2021. Now, remember at the beginning of this video, I talked about that ad I posted last week where I said by the end of the sentence, your value has gone up? Well, so I did some math. So there's 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, and 24 hours in a day. So there's 86,400 seconds in a day. So let's go back to Oshawa again, right? So where I said we're making the average homeowner is about $3,500 per day. Well, that works out to be $145 an hour. Do you make that in your job? I don't. Anyways, that's what you're earning every hour. If you break that down, it's $2.43 per minute. If you want to break it down even further, that's about 4 cents per second. So, if you go back to that ad, and it took you 5 seconds to read that ad, that if you're a homeowner and by the end of the sentence your property value's gone up, by reading that you made 20 cents. So if I were you, I would read that over and over again, even in your sleep. I'm Stephen Young, your local real estate agent here in Durham Region from the Home Savvy Real Estate Team, serving Oshawa, Whitby, Clarington, Pickering, and Ajax. Have a good day.